Hi, I'm Linda Uphoff, and today we're talking about something important. Last episode, we talked about how the gambling industry works. This week, we're going to talk about how to recognize the warning signs of problem gambling before it's too late. Have you ever had that feeling that something is off with someone you care about? Maybe it's your son who's always glued to his phone and seems more distant than usual, or your spouse, unusually stressed, dodging conversations about money. You can't quite put your finger on it, but deep down, you know something isn't right. Many people assume gambling addiction only happens to those who gamble frequently and for high stakes. But the truth is, problem gambling can sneak up on anyone, slowly, subtly, and often unnoticed until the consequences are severe. Let's talk about Alex, a college student and athlete who never thought gambling would be a problem. It started as a fun way to bond with friends and teammates, joining fantasy leagues, placing small bets on his favorite teams. No harm, right? But then he lost a few bets. It became a competition, and he wanted to win. So instead of walking away, he doubled down. He started chasing losses, making bigger bets, hoping to win it all back, and then some. Before he knew it, he was skipping classes, borrowing from friends, and dipping into his student loan money to cover debts. The deeper he fell, the more he pulled away from the people who cared about him the most. He blew off the friends who tried to warn him, and the stress and shame kept him isolated. By the time he realized he was in trouble, he was thousands and thousands of dollars in debt and on the verge of dropping out of school. All of this without his parents' knowledge. Alex's story isn't unique. It happens every day. But here's the good news. Recognizing the problem is the first step towards change. Identifying the signs early can make all the difference in getting help before things spiral out of control. Excessive gambling. One of the first red flags is spending more time and money on gambling than originally intended. What starts as fun activity turns into a daily habit that begins consuming thoughts and actions. Number 2, chasing losses. A major warning sign is the urge to keep gambling to win back lost money. This cycle of chasing losses, just one more bet, can quickly spiral into financial trouble. 3, neglecting responsibilities. When gambling starts interfering with work, school, or relationships, it is no longer just a hobby, it's a serious issue. 4, mood swings. Gambling addiction isn't just about financial losses, it's an emotional roller coaster. The highs of winning can be euphoric, but the lows of losing can bring deep frustration, anxiety, or depression. 5, secrecy. This is really important. If someone becomes secretive about their gambling habits, avoiding questions, being vague about where their money goes, or hiding bank statements, it's often a sign that they're aware there's a problem, but don't want to admit it. Number 6, unexplained expenses. Are there frequent withdrawals, missing funds, or sudden financial struggles that don't add up? These are red flags that someone might be using their money, sometimes even savings, rent funds, or tuition money, to fuel gambling. Number 7, borrowing money. Another huge sign is repeatedly borrowing money without a clear reason, maxing out credit cards, or even taking out payday loans to keep gambling. If you recognize these signs in yourself or someone you care about, don't ignore them. Early intervention can make all the difference. We're going to discuss how to approach a loved one about their gambling, how to have that difficult conversation, and offer support without pushing them away. Stay tuned and let's keep this important conversation going.